Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of the Phelio Effect. I'm your gracious host, Adonis Studios, the Drip King, and my first guest for today is one of the crown jewels of CBW known as Carolina Backyard Wrestling. And here, let's see here, we have is Mr. Chris Campbell, if I pronounced the name correctly. Excuse me if I got it wrong, but that's okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's Chris Holmes.
Chris Holmes, okay. Mr. Chris Holmes. I'll make sure I got that right. I want no riffraff of your management creating an uproar and throwing TMZ into the window and stuff like that. But nevertheless, let's proceed. Mr. Mr. Holmes, welcome to the Theater Effect. Thank you for making your live debut. And I know you got a lot on your chest within this full few minutes of your timing, so I'll let you plug away what you need to say.
Well, first, I want to thank you for actually having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be allowed to be amongst such great royalty as yourself. But
True, huh?
coming on June 7th, we're going to be having our very first live show. And plan on making my presence felt from the gate. I'm not in the tournament or anything like that. So I plan on just making a big splash in a way that people aren't expecting. From me, you can expect a lot of submissions, a lot of rolling people into knots. And that's what I plan on doing then.
Intriguing. Now, how can I put it this way? If you got something to say to whoever the challengers in that CBW locker room, any challengers, any potential challengers at all, I say now's the time to shine. And who you want to face firsthand on that particular date?
On June 7th, I want to fight the best of the best. The very, very best in the locker room. And I don't think the best are in the tournament. And I don't want to give away any details to my plans. But I want to fight the people who I think are going to lead CBW to another level that nobody's ever seen before.
Intriguing. Hopefully we'll have some guests or maybe the stars that will be aligned with CBW in a short minute. So I'll let you take the time to state your claim and highlight your career and whatnot and make your presence now here at CBW.
I'm the wild man, Chris Holmes. I'm pretty well known in the 757 area as probably pound for pound the best technical wrestler to come out of this area. A lot of the people in CBW I actually have some past with. Names like William Storm, the Peninsula Playboy John Berkeley, Rich Boy, and Devon the Icon, War Money Mafia. I have faced all of these people on multiple occasions. Some I win, some I lose, but I know what to expect from these men. And there's some people I haven't gotten to face yet who I hope I get to. Jordan Chris, I heard, is coming through. And he's shown up at some other stuff I've done before, and love to get on in the ring with him and go ahead and show him a thing or two. Because he's given us older wrestlers a bad name. Not a spring chicken. But I'm experienced at rolling somebody up into a knot. And it's somebody, come the 7th, is going to tap out.
Hmm. Um. Any set goals as far as you on your illustrious career here in CBW? Any illustrious goals whatsoever? What is your first initial challenge?
My first goal, there's a group that has said they are the best tag team to come out of 757. I'm from
Hmm.
this area, and got a friend of mine who has been itching for a chance as well, and I want to prove them wrong, and that is my plan. Starting with that.
Now, go ahead.
After that, whoever wins this tournament, maybe, but I'm more interested in fighting the best. So whatever that takes is what I'm going to do.
Now, are you a? Let me put it this way: are you a seasoned veteran? Are you a becoming rising star, a breakout star, and are you looking for any potential championship gold coming in your wake?
So I've been doing this now for about 5 years. So I wouldn't say I'm a up and comer, but I wouldn't say I'm old either. Um, I would like to eventually, I don't know, the world championship's not something I'm super interested in my age, but if an opportunity came up for, I don't know, a hardcore championship, it's something that I shine in. I would love to take the opportunity at something like that.
Hmm. Now, if you were to throw out the challenge to any potential challenger or any potential champion, especially in the hardcore division, who that potential competitor would be? I know you want to call them out at any given time, so go ahead.
The two people that come to mind for the most hardcore people I've ever seen, both of which are part of CBW, are the Rich Boy and the Peninsula Playboy John Berkeley. And I
Hmm.
would love to go toe to toe with either of them in that ring and point out why they're not the only hardcore legends to come out of this area and show just what we can do.
Hmm. Now, if you want to call them out face to face, which one would you choose to call them out almost immediately? Say the magic words.
Rich Boy, you already know we've fought each other before. I'm coming for you at some point. It is going to happen. I'm going to break you. Last time we fought, you dropped me on a ladder. This time I'm going to drop you off of something a lot higher than that.
Hmm. Well, as you probably know, he's outside the studio and he hasn't heard anything yet. I messaged him now as we speak, and he's gonna know eventually. So I'll let you confront him in a matter of minutes. So I'm waiting for him to confirm he's gonna make his arrival, and we'll see what happens.
So,
So it seems like someone has answered the call somehow. Let's see who's gonna arrive first. So, um, you make the call first. As I'm looking through Uh, um, okay. Oh, seems like it's getting a little interesting around here. In the CW locker room is, let's just say, it's getting a little interesting in the CBW locker room per se of being called out. And while we're at it, we're gonna do what we're gonna do right about now. At this very point in time, we're gonna take a small commercial break, and when we come back, we'll see who's gonna be the first to call out. Will Rich Boy respond? We'll find out in a few moments. So we're gonna take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Um, as you just know, Mr. Chris Holmes has literally called out Rich Boy before the commercial break, and he also described his career highlights for the past 5 years, and that spurred a technical wrestler in mind within CBW. Now, while we will wait any other guests to show up at any given time in the Phelio Effect, um, while we're waiting, let's move into another question per se.
Okay.
Let's just say let's just break the let's say if CBW break the proverbial glass ceiling and open all forbidden, at least some forbidden doors. A somewhat competitive but yet friendly competition type of rival company. Which of those companies and somewhat in the future you have on your list somehow, amongst others?
What other companies would I like to wrestle in? Is that what you're asking?
That's correct.
Well, I enjoy wrestling currently, not only in CBW, but TWA here in the 757.
Mm-hmm.
Soon, I will probably take a trip down to Atlanta for future Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
Pro Wrestling and maybe pay them a visit as well. Those are the two that come to mind currently.
Do you have any other alternatives if all else fails come to mind? Let's say, for example, some from the Midwest or some from the West Side of some sort. Like, for instance, maybe WCE, RCW, TBW. There's FTBW, and there is any form of any wrestling company from the West Coast. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's how can I put it? Uh, OCW, I believe. I believe it is. I'm not sure. Hands down, I haven't examined that yet. But just to name a few other companies you might have alternative with.
I haven't looked over at the West Coast yet, but I'm not opposed to going to the West Coast. There's a lot of
Okay.
hard-hitting action going on over there. So I would love to wrestle a few people over there. Believe some big names are over on the West Coast right now. making waves, people who I'd love to wrestle who've been on much bigger stages than me, but have never fought anybody quite as technical and as diligent as I am.
Well, what about many familiar faces, or maybe soon to be in the future some familiar faces, especially around somewhat in your territorial areas. Namely, if you travel a little bit more towards maybe close as New Jersey or New York, for example, or mean the likes of Ace Ramiro, Brian Malones, or even Angel Camacho, or
I'd fight
anybody
any.
like, or anybody like, how can I put it? Anybody like Gordon Bertier in Miami.
I'd fight any of them. I don't back down from a fight. That's not something I've done ever in my entire career, and I wouldn't it now. Any of them want to fight? Any of them want to throw down? Name the time and place. I would show up.
Or maybe somewhat in the near future, maybe some of them that are winding down in their own careers. I can think of two particular people, and that is the anti-Christ, or someone in that region, Mr. Gunshot and C2K. Anything that ring a bell for you?
I'm not familiar with their work, but I would not be opposed to wrestling any of them ever. I don't care who it is, where it is. At any point, I will fight.
Or maybe a particular person, a very good, kind-hearted friend of mine, also from the West Coast, also happens in Riverside, California, and he's the host of his own show called Skull Talk Live. The devil himself, Skulls.
So I am familiar with Skulls. That's someone who'd be on my list to fight at some point. And if he ever decides to show up anywhere, wants to throw down, wants to find out really who can roll the dice and get into that gritty neighborhood that he likes to get into, I'm that guy.
And to tell you the truth, he may have a new episode of his Wing Wings, which is possibly, let's just say, maybe close to Thursday or Friday on Skulls Talk Live. Maybe, who knows, just maybe, you might pay him a little bit of a future one-on-one visit.
I welcome the challenge at any point. Maybe I will show up over there as well.
Also, there's one other key figure that it just struck me just now. One other key figure that's coming from the state of Texas, the heart state of Texas. And that person that I had a decent episode with, a one-on-one interview with, is Mr. Let's just say the king of bit style. He is a true, I repeat, true GCW World Heavyweight Champion. And that figure is Mr. MDL, Matthew De Luna.
That's a big name. I wouldn't back down. I might even try to take that title if he ever decides to throw it on the line for me.
Ooh, this is getting a little interesting here. Very, very interesting. I'm sure, who knows? Maybe Matthew De Luna may be tuning in right about now in the comfort of his own home. Who knows? Who knows? Cannot say for him, but You know the rest. You know the rest.
I
Uh, okay. Things like the CBW locker room is getting a little. Let's just say not in the groove of how certain shows that I run right about now really works. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just the fact that they're having a little, let's just say, confusion in the midst within the locker room. Um, Here's what I propose to do. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some work-ins with them in the locker room, and then we'll bring you back a little bit more, and then, and only then, we'll work it out from there and see how the show on my end very much works. So what we're going to do right now, as we speak, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Chris Holmes be invited back into the fray, and then hopefully we'll have the rest of the CBW stars make it their initial appearance, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris Holmes. We'll invite you back as soon as we can. In the meantime, we'll take a commercial break.
thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Sorry for the technical delay and all that riffraff. We had to pay some bills a little bit. We had to take a quick commercial break, and we're back on the Theaters Effect, Season 2, Episode number 3. Now, As we wait some of the stars of CBW in a matter of moments, in the meantime, let's kill some time with Mr. Chris Holmes here. That's arriving the scene, making his presence known, and making sure that his appearance is well spotted. It seems like, yes, we have a guest that arrives right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. William Storm.
Honor to be here.
Welcome, Mr. Perfect Storm, William Storm, on the debut of the Phelio Effect.
It is an honor to be here. Took some time out of my busy day to let the Perfect Storm make an appearance.
It seems like the Perfect Storm has arrived on the dime. So, Mr. Storm, care to share a little bit your career highlights and specify what your main goals and whatnot? So I'll let you take it away.
Main goals for me, just entertain. I'm here to entertain the fans. I'm here to put on absolute bangers with matches. I mean, sure, does everybody want to win a championship? Absolutely. But that's not the main goal. The main goal is entertainment. That's what wrestling is all about, is entertainment. I don't have high goals for myself. I go out there and put my body on the line to entertain, to put on stories that fans can get behind. And if I don't do that, I'm not doing my job correctly.
Oh, you do know, Mr. Storm, you got naysayers out there that can twist the story around and talk in circles without getting a direct answer from them. But however, if you got something to say, to bury those naysayers down in any way, shape, or form, big or small, what would those words be?
To be fair, there's a certain line in my entrance music, and it stays for anybody that wants to doubt me. And Chris would know exactly where I'm going with this because he's heard it. If there's one thing you should learn about the Perfect Storm, don't ever doubt me. 4 years I've been doing this, and each year has gotten progressively better. So you can doubt me all you want, but it's not going to change the fact that I'm going to continue to get better. There's levels to it, and I'm not even at the top of it yet.
I know many others expect a big showdown happening on June 7th, if I remember correctly. Is that about right, Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Okay. June 7th, CBW makes its launch day, the launch of a lifetime, and that is making a very, very well-known, memorable spectacle of a lifetime. But don't get me wrong when I say this. I know some people who have been on this industry for nearly 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They can expect a little ring rust, but without a shadow of doubt, we know you will rise above and beyond that to make anything, I mean anything, like Mr. Storm says, anybody within that locker room will put their hard work, blood, sweat, tears, biting, scratching, clawing, all the way to the top, all that on the line to the bitter end. But on June 7th, I know CBW will rise above and beyond that. And who knows, maybe after June 7th, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, That's just the beginning. That may be the tip of the iceberg. It may be the tip of the iceberg. But rest assure you, let it be heard. I know that locker room in CBW, there are moments inside that ring that states the fact that actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
Always.
Now, on a different topic, back to you, Mr. Storm. Do you have any set goals of championship goals, winning the wings in the future?
I mean, winning a championship's not why I wanted to get into wrestling. It's not what I'm here for. If I'm presented the opportunity to win a championship, I'll take it. But it's not why I'm here. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for championships. My goal is to have fans leave, whether they're watching online or they're at the show June 7th, to leave entertained.
Not only in butts and seats, but also at least attempt to put smiles on people's faces, no matter what. No matter how hard you try. I mean, like I said, you have to bite, scratch, claw, and earn the respect from the crowd out there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially not demand it, but earned it. Legitimately earned it. And you know what, Mr. Perfect Storm, William Storm, you are part of that crown jewel of CBW has to offer. And you know what? We can see right now, reaching for that brass ring to ensure every single moment, especially from that square circle, by the time you pass that curtain, that you legitimately show that these stars of CBW have legitimately earned the respect. Now, I'll tell you this. Not many stars in any promotion, especially those here today. Some have tried for it and some have failed. But however, it's not only just a long road, it's a long process. Now, I've seen people come and go. But however, they're not so easily defeated. They're also not forgettable. Well, because they fought very hard on their hectic schedule from outside the promotions, that is, to ensure not only just destiny, but also their legacy remains intact at some point. And you know what? Some of you that are here right now, and those in the CBW locker room, all of you have a destiny. All of you have a legacy to fulfill. All of you have something to remember yourselves by. And to others. Will that crowd boo you? or cheer for you. And you're going to show those in CBW and those watching right now, all the way up to the very point, and especially on June 7th, you can give back to them the respect that's so rightfully deserving. And you know what? Some of you on my show right now, this is the starting point. Where it's going to lead up to hype everything up to June 7th. Once you make that debut and those cameras start rolling and the curtains set back and you hear the roar of the crowd, that's going to show that you guys have finally made an impact within CBW. I know you guys cannot hardly wait for June 7th. And you know what? You're going to give them a show that will not disappoint. Because you know why? Because you can and you will not disappoint. Now then, as I stated with Mr. Holmes, the same goes for you, Mr. Storm. If you were stuck out that glass ceiling, those forbidden doors, which promotion or promotions would you like to attend to in the future?
Well, we here in Virginia, myself and Chris are part of a promotion here in Virginia, and we've had this nuisance, as we so to speak, as come onto our public page on Facebook, calling out our roster, calling out our champions, calling out the people who have built this business we're a part of. So there's a little promotion down in Atlanta that I think the Perfect Storm needs to make a trip down there and rain hell over that roster. But there's the one person in particular. Well, actually, there's two people, actually.
Uh-huh.
Wants to call himself the standout. Okay. You can call yourself the standout, but the only thing that happens is when I show up in Atlanta and kick your head square off your shoulders, the only thing you're going to be doing is laying down on your back looking up at the lights. And his name is Xavier Thorne. And he's quite literally, no pun intended, has been a thorn in our side. Him and his little running mate want to call me out, calling me a wannabe Will Ospreay, when it has nothing to do with anything I incorporate in my style. I have none of Ospreay's moveset in my style. I take after people that I've loved watching.
I'm sorry. I hate to break case, man, but that last part was funny. I'm sorry. I had to get it out. Will Ospreay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like, who comes up with that?
Now,
Who comes up with that?
mind you, he in a promotional video wanted to say the following catchphrases of 7 letters, 1 word, with some stupid name that he came up with, and followed by "you got it, I mean." So he wants to call me a wannabe Will Ospreay, but in reality, he's being kind of hypocritical because he sounds like a wannabe Anawai family member that got lost in translation.
I know you want to say the infamous words from CM Punk when he killed the promo naming them as a fake ass Uso, so to speak.
I'm just gonna say this and leave it at this. Don't throw stones at glass houses.
I just want to get thrown my back and hit someone in the face. But anyway, there's no hero there. But anyway,
I don't need to throw stones. I can just give him a good old super kick and knock him on his ass.
So we have a very decent guest coming through, and that guest will be none other than
Oh Lord.
FD3.
Oh, it's our boss.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Just wanted to pop in and wish everyone good luck at Bash at the Backyard. Going to be competing for the first ever CBW World Heavyweight Champion. I look forward to seeing you all in action. I know I have my favorite for the tournament, but, you know, I got to remain impartial as the commissioner.
Seems like the commissioner of CBW is creating a little bit his version of Law and Order per se. In order for that, make sure that whoever is in charge of that bout, especially the CBW World Heavyweight Championship, they call it right down the middle and straight to the point.
Yes,
Is that about right,
we
Mr.
want a fair match. Creating history here. We want it to be fair and right down the middle.
Okay.
All right,
now,
well, I'm going to pop out. It was nice seeing all you guys.
Also, before you leave, Mr. FD3, I heard there's a new, somewhat up-and-coming authority figure in the wings, and we might know who that person may be. You care to share a little bit of a hint of that information?
Not at the moment. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Fair enough. Thank you for
make it a surprise.
Thank you for joining in and making a debut appearance here at the Phelio Effect. Hopefully we'll see more in the future.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us. All right. That was the commissioner of CBW, Mr. FD3. Mr. FD3, thank you for joining for a brief minute. So let's get back to the lecture at hand a little bit here. Mr. William Storm, back to what you were saying. Let's get back to what you want to focus on. And I know you want to discuss more about the proverbial 8,000-pound gorilla in the room. So try to finish what you were saying.
Basically, there's a couple of guys in this Atlanta promotion that have called me out over the past few years, and I think it's time for them to finally figure out what the Perfect Storm is all about.
I see. Any other requiring questions you want to ask? Starting with you, Mr. Holmes, and Mr. Storm.
Storm, you know me and you've never completely seen eye to eye.
No.
So did you come on here after I said I wanted to go to Atlanta without pointing out the names to live off the hype that I'm already building?
No. What irritated me the most was Jermaine calling me out years ago, not doing anything about it. I gladly told him to come on up to Virginia multiple times, and he called me out again recently, as well as Xavier Thorne. So it's time to put, quite frankly, it would be very cheesy to say, but Rock said it, put boots to asses.
You know, there's going to be an encounter that you guys are going to involve on. Let's just say it's almost like creating first blood, per se, number one. And number two, I can tell that CBW is going to go to that Atlanta promotion at some capacity.
Oh,
and
it's not even CBW.
It's going to be labeled a quote, under siege.
To be fair, it's not even CBW. This stems from our Virginia promotion, TWA. They stepped on our turf. Mine and
Okay.
Chris's turf, as well as anybody else on that TWA roster. They stepped onto our turf and fired the first shot. But here's the thing. You brought a knife to a gunfight. And we got the firepower. Hell, 2 of our competitors in TWA have future Atlanta Pro Wrestling tag titles.
That's true.
Like I said, don't
my
bring a knife
theory
to a gunfight.
My theory is, I might know where this is going. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you throwing up a challenge for those tag team titles?
Nope. I want nothing to do with tag titles.
Okay.
I might.
More power to you.
There you go.
And by all means, like you said, we haven't seen eye to eye, but go win them.
Fine, but you better be go win that CBW World Championship in that tournament.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out, show out like I always do, and do my best.
In this tournament, I know this is a one-night tournament to determine who will be the brand new CBW World Heavyweight Championship. The thing is, how many competitors are going to be competing for that prestigious title? And also, what are the betting odds of who will advance, even at least to the final, to determine the brand new CBW World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh.
I'm trying to remember. I think there's 2 or 3 qualifying matches to go to the finals, and then the final match itself for the CBW World Championship. I don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. And I know there's the one match for the belt itself, but I think there's 2 or 3 qualifying matches to see who goes to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Now the question is, and I know people are dying to know, even if it's on April 7th. I should say, June 7th. My bad. The only question that comes to mind, we see Chris Holmes has excused himself, which is okay. The only question is, within that tournament, the question comes to mind is, who hungers for more of it, and who's going to take it?
That's hard to guesstimate because there's a lot of tough competition in that tournament. There's a lot of very talented competitors vying to be that CBW World Champion. I can't pick and choose as to who is hungrier more than the other one.
And those who, more likely, other than you, who breads for this business somehow, who breads for championship glory, who breads for solidifying who is synonymous within this type of division whatsoever. However, I don't know. You never know who's going to be the best person that's going to win. Who's going to break that glass ceiling of make it championship glory and make it unanimously synonymous with any other source? Because we already know that's the richest prize in CBW history. That CBW World Heavyweight Championship. The only question is who's going to wear it with pride, who's going to wear it with respect, acknowledgement, and ensuring that that top prize will make it 10 times better than ever before.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got another guest coming through, and that guest would be Mr. Jonathan Chris. Jonathan Chris, welcome to an illustrious debut here on the News Effect.
It's Jordan Chris, not Jonathan Chris.
Okay, Jordan Chris. My bad.
What's up, Mr. Storm?
Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just getting over some major injuries.
Heal up.
Oh, I'm healed 100%. I just can't wait till the 7th. I'm ready to go. So I figured I'd jump in here because, I saw Chris earlier and now you're on here. And, everybody from the 757 coming up, which is a good thing. Of course, me being here in North Carolina, I hope one person is definitely going to show up. I keep hearing these rumors that me and him are supposed to go round for round in the first round. Is your bosom buddy, the Peninsula Play Bitch?
You mean the greatest TWA world champion ever?
The greatest TWA world champion, who, whatever you want to call him. Whatever you want to call him. You can call him the greatest. You can call him whatever you want. To me, I mean, he's not that great. He made the belt. He wore the belt. He left the company. He came back to the company, and he left again and came back again. Why? I left the company and started a whole new company down in Atlanta, Georgia. That half of the 757 crew showed up to.
This could be a little bit of a great debate here.
Oh no, it's no debate. If it wasn't for my partner, the 757 crew would have never been in Atlanta, Georgia.
Interesting.
But yet, the one who says he'll go anywhere and decides out of the blue he's gonna come June 7th would never come down to the ATL. Where the rest of the guys, the world's best tag team in the 757, sunk their teeth in down there, won the belts. A couple other guys showed up and showed out. Been waiting I've been waiting for Mr. Storm to commit to coming down.
It seems like we have a few comments there added to the list while you guys are enjoying your ordeals here. Let's take a look here. One person says Lord. The other, that's crazy. But anyhow,
that was all done before even Mr. Storm and myself even got in here. I saw those comments also.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
too many people having issues trying to get into the chat.
Oh, that's fine.
Backyard. But the little back page, I had no intentions of even how do I say, get back in the ring after my last set of injuries. I had no intentions at all. My intentions were something totally different, worry about other things. And when my name got thrown in the hat, well, I couldn't say no to that. I'd be an idiot to say no to a world championship title opportunity.
I can tell. Seems like Jordan Chris is more hungrier than ever in this tournament. Hopefully, to be one step closer of becoming the CBW World Heavyweight Champion.
Well,
and it seems like,
let's put it this way: I'm the oldest one on the roster. I'm 56 years old, and you know what? I've never lost the hunger, and I've never lost the fire. And bottom line, anybody, and I mean anybody that comes into the 910 gets it my way, I'm taking them out. And that includes you, Storm. I like you, but you ain't all that.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Quick line finger. It's like doing a punk card, unfortunately. Like, punk card sense, I guess. But in any event, what we're going to do is going to take another commercial timeout. And when we come back, we'll let the rest of the stars of CBW have at least a good saying, and we'll figure out the rest. So we'll be right back. Just stepped out. Welcome back to the Theaters Effect, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like Jordan Chris has left the stage. Also, William Storm, the Perfect Storm, William Storm, has also left the stage, I believe. Hopefully, we'll have more stars coming through very soon from CBW, and we'll keep it rolling as much as possible. Or if not, we'll conclude the show as soon as possible as well. But yeah, it's good to see CBW stars making their presence known and making their debut right here to hype up June 7th at Bash at the Backyard as they make their long wait debut and premiere on the CBW wrestling stage and one pound for pound, including the tournament to determine who will be the new CBW World Heavyweight Champion, the richest prize in CBW industry known in its history. As we keep on going quite a bit here, in a few more minutes or so, we're going to have more CBW stars making their arrival here in a matter of moments, if necessary. All they got to do is make their presence known. Those who will comment, thank you for joining in and tuning in. It's been a historical moment. Seems like the last comment was made by Savage himself, aka Nick Mercer. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Please welcome back Mr. Jordan Chris.
What's going on, man?
I'm doing just fine.
Sorry about that a little earlier. Certain things get under my skin pretty quickly.
It happens all the time as long as nobody's not, bellowing and making runs for it, looking for a mercy killing off stage, of course, which it regularly happens on any other show, but no pun intended. But Um, can you give us a little bit of an insight or your quick highlight of your story history in CBW?
Well, originally, I just kind of answered the call and kind of help uh, get talent. That's what my originally I was planning on doing. And 757 was part of that because, again, when we did Future Atlanta Pro Wrestling, I reached out to a bunch of those guys that were friends. And I'm that, I look to give everybody opportunity. Um, and I know a lot of these guys out there that are hitting the indies and doing the backyard, trying to hone their skills. They want that video footage to get out there.
Uh-huh.
And being with this new company, that's going to give them that opportunity. So, and if we hold cards down on Georgia, also same thing. It gives them the opportunity to shine, and they own that video. That's all theirs. I keep a library of such of couple cards that we pulled off down there, and we go from there. Me, my tired old ass, I'm not. This is it for me. I'm done. I might have a few more, another year or two into this, and I'm just gonna promote. That's all I'm gonna do.
Uh, do my eyes, or maybe more likely my ears, deceive me that you're going on a Jordan Chris farewell tour?
I don't know. We'll see. Let's. I'm not gonna look toward the future. I take everything one day at a time, and right now, I just want to get through June 7th. I'm not looking past anybody. I'm not looking behind me. Whoever's in front of me is who I'm going to deal with that day, and we'll go from there.
It seems like a certain somebody, which is the host of Skull Talk Live, the devil himself, Skulls, from Riverside, California. He's saying, "Good evening, gentlemen, and those in CBW. Good evening, Mr. Skulls." So good to see him off his hectic schedule and whatnot, working very hard in his hometown in Riverside, California, promotion after promotion, and he's making his presence known in RCEW, and many others to choose from. So, congratulations to Skulls and his newfound success, and still trucking. Uh, let's see, we got another new comments, and oh, like someone's impressed.
I'm more than ready. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
And you know what? That wrestling guy, James, I couldn't disagree more. So, kudos to you for giving Jordan Chris the good phrase and run around. And he could be prepared to make his in-ring debut on June 7th at Bash at the Backyard.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. But I'm going to get out of here so other guys can jump in. Thank you
Okay.
for having me on, bro.
Okay. Thank you for making your debut here at the Theaters Effect, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the future.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jordan Chris. He is certainly a crazy old man, but he's determined to make his long-awaited CBW debut. There may be snow on the roof, but there's fire in the furnace coming from the lights of Jordan Chris. Jordan Chris, thank you for joining in on your debut here at the Theaters Effect. We're just waiting for hopefully our next guest very soon before we conclude this show, and we'll see what happens from there. So let's continue on just a little bit here and see where it goes. Just waiting many more, hopefully more CBW stars for their time to shine. Um, like I said, check out CBW, and they're making their long-awaited debut at Bash at the Backyard at their hometown of Carolina. Well, whichever city that is presented, which is more info than usual. Their website, I should say, their Facebook page is listed on Facebook. Also, maybe on Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. There's going to be a tournament to determine who will be the brand new CBW World Heavyweight Champion, plus other future bouts to choose from. Also, subject to be announced, and cards are subject to change without notice. Also, you saw the stars of CBW making their debut here on the Phelio Effect, and hyping up the show, hyping up their debut and whatnot. All they gotta do, make their presence known, and let the rest be history. And I do commend CBW for taking their time to put all this together and then some, including the commissioner, Mr. FD3, who's making sure there's a new sheriff in town, making sure there's literal control within the CBW locker room and those and beyond that. Plus, he will announce authority figure that's coming up very soon, somewhere in the foreseeable future. We don't know who that handpicked of candidates for the CBW higher ups are going to announce somehow in the future. We have no further details on that. We'll know more of that about that as developed under the commissioner of CBW as soon as it progresses. But in the meantime, CBW, they're making their long-way debut at Bash at the Backyard, June 7th. Plus, it'll be pre-recorded. If you missed out, don't worry. CBW has got you covered. They will upload it in the upcoming weeks, within days to come. So please be patient with them, and they'll be patient with you. If you can't make the show, even if it's in person, there's more information. Locate it on their CBW page, especially their channel at CBW Carolina Backyard Wrestling on YouTube. It's absolutely free. No pun intended. No paying tickets. None of the above. It's absolutely hassle-free. And plus, expecting more shows and more promos, scenes, everything you can think of from top to bottom. And expect a lot of action in CBW that is yet to come. Since there's no more guests from the stars of CBW, I guess that's all the time we have. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate CBW on their newfound success and launching off at the best promotion possible, Carolina Backyard Wrestling. I'd like to thank those that have arrived and making their long-awaited debut here at the Phelio Effect on episode 3 of the Phelio Effect, of course. I'd like to thank the Perfect Storm, William Storm, for making his presence known. I'd like to thank Mr. Kyle Holmes for making his presence known here in his debut here on the Phelio Effect. I'd also like to thank Mr. Jordan Chris for making his long-awaited debut here. And big shout out and big thank you to the CBW Commissioner, Mr. FD3, for making his presence known for a brief moment and discussing some slight details of what's going to take shape. I'd like to thank those who couldn't make it to the show at this time. There will be a follow-up somehow in the future, so stay tuned for more details as developed on that, on the Phelio Effect. Also, huge shout out to CBW as a whole and as a promotion itself. We commend you for your courageous effort, putting all the work together. I know it may take a long time to put all the gatherings of info, detailed modifications, everything you can think of, for making CBW Carolina Backyard Wrestling possible, to put those and that particular city and state back on the map. Backyard Wrestling has been elevated 10 times better than ever before. So, for those in CBW the stars, management, and those around it alike. We commend you and we thank you. Now, in closing, I got some business to run on my own right. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. And hopefully, those who have tuned in, we hope you enjoy what you have tuned in and enjoyed what needs to be said and done. And those who have commented and keeping it clean and keep it cordial as best as humanly possible, I do thank you a lot. I know it's been a long time since you've seen the last episode of Phelio Effect, but trust me, it was well worth the wait. But until next time, I'll catch you on a brand new episode of Phelio Effect. I'm your host, Adon Phelios, the Drip King, and I'll definitely see you next time.